Well, hello, folks. Here I am on a Thursday. It's October 2nd, 2025. And cheers to you. What a difference a day makes. So I didn't post yesterday, magma, but I got a lot done yesterday. And today looks to be busy as well. So, hope I remember everything. First thing to mention is the fact that tomorrow is a Bandcamp Friday. And what I'm happy to announce is that I did meet up with Aaron yesterday. We completed the cover graphics. I put in the order for 100 CDs of the Higgins 12 project. The clock is ticking. The discs will likely, I submitted the everything in the evening, so there won't be anyone there until today when they open. And so, providing there are no problems with the artwork specifications, because that's one thing I've learned, the hard way. And even though I had Aaron help me with the cover this time, there still might be some details. But once I hear about that, it'll go into production and should be available within 2 to 3 weeks. So what I've decided to do just this morning is I'm going to go ahead and digitally release The Clock is Ticking tomorrow. And it's short, it's an EP, so I just want, but it costs the same to produce the CD. So the CDs will be $10 and online it'll be $7. I'll make that available tomorrow, and you can go ahead and purchase the CD tomorrow, and I'll start, as you folks who know how I do things, as soon as I get the CDs, I'll start shipping them out, which in the past has been within 2 weeks of the order that I received the discs, which is wonderful. It's a good turnaround. Cheers, people. So, a new title will be available, but I also I just had someone express interest. I've still got plenty of other discs to sell. RAF. In situ, a situation. There's only one copy of this. My band, band I was in, Flamethrower, is on here. One track. This is not on Bandcamp. You just have to let me know if you want one. Well, the one, this is my last copy. A situation in situ. Just let me know in the comments. Aspects, it's almost gone. Someone was asking about it. It's almost gone, but I've got it. I've got these ear sculptures. I've got one copy left of this project I did with I have to look at it. Yeah, Brett Harold Hart. Ear sculpture 1 and 2. And notice this was the first use of this collage was on his release, which he put out a couple of years ago. He really liked it, so he said, yeah, we'll use that. I have one copy of this left for $10, and ear sculpture number 1. You just let me know in the comments. They're $10 each. I'm still using PayPal until PayPal tells me that until they force me to not use PayPal. I'm staying with PayPal. So that is and I like the cover. I like, you'll see it tomorrow. I like the work that Aaron did for Otis and I. I was a part of it, but again, it was up to, we needed Aaron to realize it. Cheers. Um, Other news. Oh, it, so I accepted a gig yesterday. I'm going to be playing November 21st as DHX. Well, that means that's me and Aaron. Aaron on video synthesizers, and Otis has agreed that he will appear, and it'll be our first public performance of The Clock is Ticking. That's coming up on November 21st. So this all happened yesterday. Um, Finalizing the work, getting booking that gig, and also I heard from James Quato, the studio guy. He says we're on for today. So at 11 today, I go to his studio to try and lay down some drum tracks. I already have in mind what a couple approaches, because since I haven't been playing drums, I'm not under any false impression that I'm just going to be able to go in there and start wailing away. So I have in mind a couple of things that I can do that don't require a whole lot of practice to get this Mike Watt project further underway. That's happening today. Mm. Mm. Well, that coffee is good in the morning. So I already feel like I'm going to forget something, but that's the main news. The Higgins 12 project should go into production today, and I'll make it available digitally and for pre-order tomorrow, Bandcamp Friday. Because if I understand correctly, there will not be a Bandcamp Friday in November, but it'll come back in December for Christmas. So, strike while the iron is hot, right? Only makes sense. Okay, so since I was out and about yesterday, what I decided to do was go ahead and take what I had amassed already down to Grapefruit, which wasn't that big. I mean, it wasn't that much. I didn't need a box. I didn't need a box to carry the records in like the last time, but I still got a couple $100 in trade. So I have some records to show. Now, I must admit that since they needed time to price everything, and I found some things in the store yesterday, I went ahead and bought some records, and I still have the trade value to get. Which, frankly, my plan is to go down today after I'm done in the studio, because Grapefruit is amazing. One thing I realize is that one of the guys that is Brian, who used to run Almost Music, is a good friend of Simon and David. David used to work at Almost Music. And also Kyle, who plays saxophone and who I've done some gigs with recently, works there, but also was probably their biggest customer, in that he bought, rather than got paid, he just bought records. And a lot of his records from Almost Music are the ones that I'm buying used at Grapefruit. Now, while I was at Grapefruit yesterday visiting with David and Simon, love those guys, really enjoyed their company. They were getting in some orders, and one was from a record company in Sweden. It was a box of brand new releases of free jazz and out there stuff, which I'm very interested in. But I tend to focus on the stuff in the used because of price, So I picked up some records. I'm going to show them to you. Let me start with where I started, though. Well, I did that, and then I stopped by Homer's on the way home because I'd seen a record in their update on Wednesday. And I thought, this is probably going to still be there. And it was. So I grabbed this, and I'll show this first. Finally got a copy. Groundhog's Split. This was actually the first Groundhogs album I heard. When I was in high school with my friends Everett and Doug, we, as a group, um, went to a local black-owned radio station for a tour, because the thing I had learned in the '60s is that when you do a tour of the radio station, they give you stuff at the end, and usually it's promo records. And sure enough, um, KOW, I think it was KOWH was the call letters. Gave us a bunch of records. That's how I got my first copy of the album Egg. But my friend Doug was lucky that he got this, and of course I coveted it as a kid. Oh well, he should have given it to me. Finally, and of course it's a Rhoda. Rhoda is someone that probably passed away, and Homer's bought her collection over the years. When they put them out, I almost always buy the Rhodas because it's stuff that I'm looking for. And this is an original, as you can see, with the insert. And I love this album. It's very bluesy, but it's got Cherry Red on it. You know that track by Groundhogs? Pardon me. It's a killer. It's killer. It's one of those tracks that ought to be remembered like Led Zeppelin songs. And then the other thing about this is the other side. Split. Comes in 4 parts. Just the way Split starts alone is enough that T.S. McPhee should be spoken of in the same breath as people like Ritchie Blackmore and all the great guitarists from England. He's very blues based. That's how he started, and he was, rest in peace, very good. So show that first, and that's what I played first when I got home yesterday. Cranked it up, and it was like, yeah, oh, it's been a long time since I've heard this. Cheers, people. Really looking forward to receiving the disc. It's always like Christmas, but Aaron really did us right in helping realize a simple idea for the cover. I couldn't do it here, I could do a collage, but he has the technology with his Adobe software, and he did it up nice. So, over at Grapefruit, what did I pick up? Well, this was just reissued, or actually first issue for the first time in America. Hiromi Hosono, Tropical Dandy. Now, here's what's funny. Years ago at the antiquarium, I found a copy of this, but it was the cover, no record. I was so incensed because the cover, and I still have it right there, was pristine. Japanese copy, no obi, but the cover was in flawless shape, but no record. So I bought it anyway. So I've had that. Now I actually have. I've always had the CD. But now what's nice for me is enough time has passed that when I was first buying this older Hosono, it was because of the YMO electronic thing, which I really liked by him and didn't care for this that much. But now with the passage of time and a bit more maturity, I really like this. And I almost hear it like I once heard it on the radio. Chattanooga Choo Choo. That one comes to mind right away. So I grabbed this out of the new, and I haven't even, I was so busy yesterday, besides once I got home, because of, doing the order and checking the master of the music. I was busy yesterday. I didn't even see this insert, which was missing from my original copy that I bought. But it's on a lovely blue vinyl, which once I wasn't looking for that. When I saw they had a copy of it at Grapefruit, I just grabbed it immediately. New records are too expensive. The prices aren't going to come down anytime soon. But we're getting overcharged. It's unfortunate. So these next used records I bought, I remember when they got these in at Almost Music. When they first got these in, they were focused on a couple of reissue labels. Souffle and Contenu is one of them, and another one is I'll show in a minute. So I grabbed this yesterday. Bernard Vitet, La Guêpe. It's a reissue from the Futura label and Souffle Contenu. It's very cool because this is an actual Futura reissue through Souffle Contenu. This is free jazz, but it ain't bullshit. This is one of those dates where Beb Guerin on bass and piano, along with these other French people. This is vital. It's on green, white vinyl. It's the only other colored vinyl. Everything else is black. But when I put this on, I was ready for anything because it can be a crapshoot with some of this older free jazz stuff from Europe. This is a winner. This is really good. Very good. Pardon me, folks. Had a lovely visit with David and Simon while I was there. Even though I was there for a while, they had business, so they couldn't just focus on pricing my trade-in. But it was great to catch up with those guys, you know. Just good people. So I got at least 2-3 titles from this run of the reissues of the Cramps label out of Italy, and of this particular series, Nova Musica, if that's how you say it. These I had never heard before, but I know the reputation of this series and the label Cramps out of Italy, Cramps. And this is reissued by Dialogo. But what's nice about this is that they're not just reissues, these are remastered. So we start with Costin Mirano, Luna Sinis. What's cool about this series is that it features avant-garde artists from around the world. I'd have to look him up, but I think he's from Bucharest. There it is. He was born in Bucharest. He's a sound. This is really cool, actually. I went ahead and read all the notes about it. This is a project where it encourages listener interaction by, it's programmed like the Flaming Lips did this, and Boris did it too, where, you know, the Flaming Lips had the CD set where you're supposed to play them all at the same time on different players. This one is like, it says, if you get 2 copies of this and play side 1 and 2 at the same time, you get the total picture. But it works without it. One of the things I like about this old avant-garde sound work is that it isn't random bullshit. I can hear, because I do this sort of stuff. I can hear the work that went involved with finding the sources of the sounds, collating them, and programming it. This is wonderful work. Costin Mirano. I got another one in the series. That was Nova number 7. This is Nova Music number 8. Martin Davorin Jagodek. And where is this man from? He's not Romanian. He was based out of, I was reading about him. He was based in France, but not French. Yugoslavia. This artist is from Yugoslavia. And this is, again, like the Costin Mirano, this is sound work, sound collage. of the highest order. Now, I might have misspoke. This is the one. See, this is the one where he encourages you to get 2 copies and play it at the same time on 2 different. Because side 2 starts with about a minute of silence, and he explains it how if you play them both, you'll see how side 1 and 2 work together. This Costin Mirano is in the same area of sound work, but doesn't sound anything like. That's the other thing. When you know what you're doing, your works are unique, and really enjoyed what I listened to this. Not all of it. I just got these yesterday, and they were all only $10 or $15, which I said I gotta get these. That price makes a difference. This was only $15, and I got one more. The only other one they had down there. Horacio Villajon. This is Musica number 18. And this person, let me look. This is a synthesizer. Yeah. Argentina, see? From all over the world in 3 records. Yugoslavia, Romania, Argentina. This is in the vein of Terry Riley and Steve Reich, but electronic, and who else am I thinking of? Where it's 2 sidelong pieces that it's really good. That's why I focus on stuff like this when I can from the past, where it's like, this is, I love that label with Frankenstein. The band Area put their records out on this label. But the people weren't bullshitting around. They were like Pierre Henry and Pierre Schaeffer and those guys. They were seriously into this work. And it's very, very, very good. Real good. I was a happy man yesterday when I saw all of these in the use, because I hadn't been down in over a month. And I'm one of the main buyers of this stuff. Thankfully for them, I'm not the only person buying this stuff. These next 2 are jazz albums, which I was real happy to find. This is an original. It's not collectible, but it's like, I never see it, and I knew it was good. Barry Altschul, the drummer who I first heard with Paul Bley, but he's played with a lot of folks. Another Time, Another Place. This is from 1978 on the Muse label. This is killer. This is a hidden gem of jazz, because we'll talk about the players in a second, which is they're stellar. But Barry is a great I don't know if he's still alive, great jazz drummer who could play free, but could swing his ass off. Swing is just like shuffle. Like the blues shuffle is a real challenge to get right. To make jazz swing properly as a drummer, you got to know how to swing. And Barry could swing. And so on side 1, it starts with Crepuscule, a suite for Monk, which starts off free, goes into Crepuscule with Nelly, and they swing the shit out of it. And then they do Epistrophe. And then the second track is a free jazz thing that he put together. Brilliant, brilliant playing and writing. Players on here, and he just had a birthday yesterday or the day before. Dave Holland is on here. Abdul Wadud. Peter Warren on cello. Anthony Davis on piano. Good Lord. Arthur Blythe on alto saxophone. And Abil Di Arango on guitar, which is a name I don't know, but his playing is notable on here. Not quite Sonny Sharrock, but busy like that, but a different type of tone. It was like, wow. Why haven't I heard about this guy? Or if I have, I don't remember that name. This was a real treat to find this. Once again, cheaper than shit, less than 20 bucks. Because it's not collectible because he's not a household name, but he's one of those players. This is excellent jazz. Highly recommend this. Another time, another place. I'm going to say it. I guarantee you, if you get this and you like jazz, you'll say, why didn't I know about this? Killer album. I finally got a copy of this. This is a reissue, though. Originals of this are very collectible, but I never see it. So when I saw the reissue, sold. Billy Harper, Black Saint. I believe they named that label Black Saint after this album. And this is this is a standout. This is lovely. And with David Friesen on bass, who I know primarily through his New Age recordings, and here he is playing jazz and doing a damn good job. Joe Bonner on piano, Virgil Jones on trumpet, and Malcolm Pinson on drums. And this is really good. Recorded back in 1975. A German reissue on a small label, Our Swimmers. But it plays and sounds great. Been wanting this album for a long time. Billy Harper, Black Saint. I think I got one more. No, I got two more. I got two more. Yeah, two more. So the other day, or within recent weeks, I was talking about David Bedford and showed some records, I think, or at least one. I thought I had this. I did, and I must have sold it. So when I saw that they had this down there, UK import, only $8, sold. The Odyssey. And I played this yesterday, one side of it, and it's like, I stupidly sold this probably because of the cover. That's again, but again, that's just my, I'm just thinking, what's that got to do with it? Anyway, this is really good. The green version of the Virgin label. And of course, he's got the players on here. Mike Oldfield. Andy Summers is on here. Anne Murray. Well, I don't know if that's the Anne Murray, because they're playing recorder. This is lovely. This really is. David Bedford. And I bought this. I didn't think it was an original, but it's an older reissue of the Sally Angie, Mike and Sally Oldfield, Children of the Sun. Again, this was less than 20 bucks, but it's a UK import on Transatlantic, a label that is, I regard highly for its catalog of folk music in particular. And this is young Sally and Mike, and so I listened to some of this, and this is for the collection. This is not the sort of thing I'm going to be putting on every other day, but it was worth getting, and it's neat. Terry Cox on drums, Ray Worley on flute. It says here, this album comprises a classic collection of early recordings by Sally Oldfield with her then 15-year-old brother Michael. Recorded in 1968, Children of the Sun. So, barely took time to dig into those because of all the other stuff I was doing yesterday. But Grapefruit is just an amazing record store. It really is. Cheers, folks. I'm glad I've been busy and should be busy today with music and art, because the news is unreal. So bad. It hasn't even been a year, and look at the destruction, look at the madness going on because of Donald Trump and his administration. An administration that is unqualified, literally, on paper. almost none of the people in his regime are qualified for the jobs he gave them. He gave them because they will suck his ass and because they look good. It's horrible what's going on in America right now politically and the way it's affecting our lives. It is directly affecting our lives. So it is true that Terrence Bud Crawford was pulled over and it wasn't right. They pulled him over and at gunpoint. If it's just a traffic stop, why do they pull the guns immediately? It's under investigation. It was like they were trying to keep it on the down low in the local news, but it's like people are outraged. We're outraged. You call him the champ, and once he's out of the spotlight, you treat him like you treat all other people of color. It's fucking ridiculous. It's just going to get worse. So I had to say that because that's why I'm so glad that I am busy with projects and I have good people in my life to focus on. Thinking of your family. Okay, it's a half hour. So look for a new title. The Clock is Ticking, available through Bandcamp tomorrow to purchase for Bandcamp Friday. I would appreciate your support. But even more importantly, I know I'm making good music and you ought to buy it. Have a physical copy. Besides those, what's sitting here is I have more besides these, but I don't have them all sitting in here. But I have more of from the archives, which I've been getting very good reviews from the people who are buying this. You know, no matter how long I make these, people always complain they wish they were longer. Like one of the most recent purchasers of here said they love it, they wish it was longer. But how long does it need to be? There's 15 tracks on here. My Lord. But I've got this available through Bandcamp. And I've still got, oh good, yeah. Interlude. Real proud of this. Super proud. So, that's what's going on. And looking forward to doing a live show with Aaron, DHX. In my live shows, a lot of it is me pressing the button and having the tracks play, and I will add to it, you know, on top. But like I did for Grapefruit, what I plan to do is also incorporate some live bass playing. Plus, Otis has agreed to appear at this performance in November. It'll be the first public performance of the Otis 12 Clock is Ticking material. Really happy about that. Man, I hate the way that. There you go. That's better to my eyes. So lots of stuff going on. Bandcamp Friday tomorrow. Really would appreciate your support. If you don't want to buy the music, I would appreciate your financial support. I refuse to get on Patreon. I don't like those rules. I'm not going to do it. But as I keep saying, even more so than just you sending me money, I'd love for you to own my music. That's the real focus, okay? Have a great Thursday.